Now Sayu's smacking it with her sword. Okay. That's a lot of fabrications. Oh, I got a crown off of that. Nice. Yeah, I've still got more excerpts to get. It doesn't really matter that I've got the outfit. Oh, so they want me to put more of the figurines on the shelves. Okay. That's what it looks like. Okay, we can do that. Okay. It's an amazing display. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Is it? It's this one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oops. Okay. This one is all but completely completed. These three are all completed. These three are all completed. I've gotten the main things here, which is the outfit and Kirara. It's kind of the main things of the entire event, if you ask me. Yeah, so it's not very much left. Not really anything of importance left except like the main quest, honestly. Like I feel like the main thing is honestly the outfit and maybe the constellation if you don't have the first three. I feel like the first three of her constellations are the best, and after that it's not that great until you hit 6.
The structure of the tree houses here is nothing short of amazing.
I know.
I have to write it down.
Yes,
so
you
I can
do.
tell Master Tainari all about it later.
Yeah,
Hey, Kale.
you must.
You scared me. Traveler and Paimon?
Kale is here.
Here too?
Everyone from Tavada is
Well,
coming
they sort
over
of
here.
skipped the
Jeez.
invitation part, but
Yeah.
Anyway, what you doing out here? Something caught your eye? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to observe and summarize the structures of the trees here, and also the animals that live here.
It's all paper.
Well, the residents, I guess? I still can't get over the fact that they're all someone's origami handiwork.
Yeah.
Once a forest ranger, always a forest ranger, huh? Not sure you'll be able to apply much of what you learn here back home, though, with this being a magical world and everything. What? Over there, by the giant footprint. Have those houses always been there? Oh, those? The local flying squirrels told me that they were built by a small dragon and some guy wearing a hat. Oh, that must have been Minnie Durin and Hat Guy. Any idea where they went? Supposedly, after building the houses, they went to somewhere called, Constellation Metropole? Did I say that right?
Maybe.
Yep, you got it. Oh, also, when the locals mentioned the dragon, did they seem at all, did they say how they felt about him at all? Now that you mention it, the atmosphere changed a little when they talked about him.
A little?
Oh, no.
Define a little.
They mentioned some stuff along the lines of past misunderstandings and welcoming new members.
Oh, okay.
I only just got here, so I know very little about what has happened in the past. They seemed genuinely grateful for the houses, though, and said they were going to plan a welcome party. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Sounds like the forest has begun to accept him. It's a step in the right direction. Are you looking for that small dragon? Yeah, he's a new friend we made after we arrived here. No way! Really?
Dragon.
I'm getting more and more interested in your story.
Drag-gone.
No. I've got to save it for next time. For now, I've got to make the most out of my time in this wonderful world. Oh, there's no rush. Just take it slow and enjoy yourself. Like Kaya.
No, it's time to rush.
He sends his regards, by the way. Oh, Mr. Kaya is here too? Then
Maybe.
I've got to go say hi to him. Well,
Maybe.
right now he's at the tavern and he probably won't be leaving until he's drunk.
Probably.
Not to ever reach that point because his alcohol tolerance is so high. Basically, it's Kaya. You know where to find him.
Mm-hmm.
You make a good point, Paimon. Then I'll focus on exploring for now and go catch up with him later. Shall we go pay a visit to the Metropole Traveler? Maybe Minnie, Durin, and Hat Guy are still there.
Hat guy.
Oh, right. By the way, something pretty interesting has been happening in Sumeru recently. Master Trinari has been working really hard on it, so if you have time, definitely go and check it out. Sounds good. We'll find some time in our schedule.
It sounded like she said, we'll found some time in our schedule.
Of course. See you later.
Hello.
Restreambot says you too. Alyssa Impact hi.
What?
Smiley face.
Hello there.
Are my eyes deceiving me? There is no way.
How goes
I
it?
can't believe it.
Hey, Mona! We heard you muttering from a long way away. What's up?
Yeah, you can't
was
hide
your
anything you say
small
from us,
acting up
Mona.
again?
Oh, it's you, the saviors of this world.
Oh yeah, it's
My
just
spyglass is
us.
fine, but I'm not sure I can say the same about my eyes.
Uh-oh, going blind.
Look at this statue.
I know it's you, Mona. Isn't it beautiful?
Wait, is it broken or something?
Restreambot says you
Looks
too.
fine to Paimon.
Alyssa Impact why is
That's your
nobody
master,
watching this
right?
loudly
AKA
crying
the
face? It's
goddess of
distracting for me.
prophecy?
I know.
I refuse to believe
It's
it.
always distracting.
There's no way that old hag looks anything like this.
I don't really want to go to the Serenset pot right now.
When she was younger. Oh.
Personally, I like streams
now
with
that you mention
fewer
it, this
people
does
watching
remind
because
me
you
of
have
the
more
fashion face-to-face she
actual
wrote about in her
interaction with the
diary.
person.
She came
Well, there's
back
people
and
posting things in
swears the
chat all the
chills down my
time and
spine.
everything, and your texts all get lost in a sea of chat.
Either way, it's
It
probably a little rude to talk about
doesn't
it right
feel as
under her
interactive.
statue. But how do you know it's a statue of her if you never saw her as a young woman?
I did a quick scry when I came into this world, and when I saw the stars' reflections, I was at a loss for words. It looks like fate in Simulanka is based directly on Tevat. A projection of real-world fate to form an image of reality. Or in layman's terms,
Interesting.
Basically, the creator made this world inside a mirror or a lake.
It's too bad that
and
these
this world
realms
is the
are all
reflection.
temporary.
Still sounds pretty impressive.
The more I scried, the more familiar
I wish it would
everything looked.
stay. I
It's
wish
her
that they would
work,
just
there's no
keep
doubt
these in
about
the
it.
game. I don't know
Even
why
so,
they remove them from the
everything's
game.
far more complex
I
than
don't
I'd
know.
imagined.
I guess
Trying
it's
to
to get
decipher it
people
all is
playing the
becoming
game
quite
because
a
they're like, oh, I don't
headache.
want to miss out on
I also
this.
asked the locals about her. They call her she who has dominion over the stars and the
She
course
who
of
shall
fate
not be
itself. Not even a pretense of humility. Clearly, she let the role of creator goddess get to her head. Not that I'm surprised in the least, of course. It certainly matches the tone of her diary.
Miss Valere Mort.
Anyway, we
She
should
who shall
change
not
the
be
topic.
named.
Oh, so Mona, have you seen a small dragon around by any chance? He's about the same size as Paimon, but with tiny little wings.
Ah, you mean the one that caused all that trouble? I haven't
yes.
seen him for myself, but I heard that he came to the Metropole not long ago to formally apologize for his actions. Apparently, he brought a huge stash of titanium and plant oil to make amends.
The fact that they
accepted
call it
his apology,
titanium.
although there are some who said that they'll reserve judgment until they've seen how he acts in the future.
Oh, okay. Do you know
Titanium
where we
as
can
in
find him?
titanium.
One moment.
Is that her actual constellation as a clover? I don't remember. I'll have to look. What did you see, Mona?
Ah, it looks like he's at the Broken Sea. There's a big group of people with him, too.
Already, huh?
I think I'll sit this one out. This might be the closest I ever get to meeting the old hag in our youth, so I think I'll spend some time seeing what else I can glean from her grand design. You guys have fun. Anytime.
We'll be off now. See you later, Mona.
Everyone's getting invited to this realm, jeez. All of Tevat's here now. Oh well, we'll be stuck here with no way to escape. It'll be fine. Oh, what? If I don't go the wrong way.
Don't blink. Let's...
Well, there's Hat Guy. Dimwit trash, if it isn't you again.
Does thou see what I am seeing? Tell me that my
Oh,
all-perceiving
official.
Aug de Verurtelang deceiveth me not.
It deceiveth you.
Your eyes
Thou
see
fair
true,
fischl.
main Fräulein.
Very well. Then, as sovereign ruler of the Immenachreich, I extend to you both my greetings, O Night Dragon from the land of the Thousand Stars, and his hat-wearing servant.
Who did you just
Hat-wearing
call servant? What main Fräulein
Yeah,
means to say
servant.
is, hello, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Servant is an upgrade from his actual position. His actual position is slave. No, slave, not friend. Slave,
Now
get it
you're
right.
over-explaining.
Hat guy, Mini Durin! Found you at last. Whoa, and Fischl's with you too?
Where did his ball and chain go?
Oh,
Who told him he could be
greetings,
free?
Outlander blessed by the Immenachreich. How honored you are to meet your prinzessin beneath the stars of another sky. Clearly a decision made by fate itself.
I agree, yes.
Honorary knight!
Oh, yes. Klee. Heck yeah.
Greetings. You both look well.
Hey there, Klee! Have you been having fun
Wait,
here?
Albedo's really cool, actually.
Yup, loads and loads of fun. There are so many cute animals and a magic train that was really long and a huge castle and a king lives there and everything.
I've been taking Klee to
Klee.
see all the sights. It's been a very enriching experience. Alice's magic is truly outstanding.
Yeah, just don't let her go boing boing boom all over the place. This entire world is made out of paper. If she goes boing boing boom even once, it means forest fire level catastrophe.
Yeah, Mom's amazing. Klee wants to build a great big house now, too.
So, your mom and my mom were friends?
I think they're
Our
the
moms
one and
were
the
friends,
same.
which makes you my big brother. My mom used to read your mom's stories to me all the time. They were great.
They aren't
Big
both Alices the
brother?
same person? I thought the Alice in here was the same Alice as her mother.
Wow. Thank you, Klee. Can I go play with Klee, Hat Guy?
Suit yourself.
Albedo, can I?
Go on. Just don't go too far away. I'll come pick you up later.
Yay! Come on, Mini Durin. Do you want to come play with us too, Fischl? Your prinzessin accepts your invitation. Rejoice! The
Though you may be concealed by fog, still you shall have the good fortune to witness the true might of the Aug de Vertelang.
What Main Fräulein means to say is, perhaps we can all play hide and seek together. Main Fräulein is it.
Hooray! I love hide and seek!
Oh, me too!
To return to our previous discussion, Mr. Hat Guy, you were telling me about a prophecy?
How would it be
talking
to...
to M? What, she only heard it in a memory, so don't hold me to it.
Understood. My recent observations at Dragonspine lend credence to this prophecy as well.
Interesting.
Durin's heart has slowly but surely been growing in vitality. The process is extremely slow, but the trend is clear.
What should we do?
To start with, plan for every potential scenario, including, of course, the worst-case scenario.
What, in which Zhongli destroys it? Or what's his name? The Hydro Dragon destroys him? I mean, both of them are insanely powerful, and Zhongli is insanely old. Like, yeah, I doubt that Teyvat has much to worry about with those two hanging around.
I am well aware of
And the
Durin's past,
Shogun, too.
and I sincerely hope that things never escalate to that point.
I'm pretty
Still,
sure we're well
we need
prepared
to be
for that.
prepared for every possibility. If the prophecy is true, and Durin's heart will one day beat again, I'd like to hope that whatever rises from the dead is no evil dragon, if you understand what I mean.
Sure, the dragons are really
But
strong,
not really.
but we've got a Hydro Archon, or, well, a Hydro Dragon with the powers of an Archon as well. From what I understand, he's like the strongest person currently of all the playable characters, at least lore-wise, so I don't really think we've got much to worry about there, honestly.
And so, when the time comes, Mr. Hat Guy,
Mr. Hat
will
Guy.
you and Simulanka's Durin be willing to lend us a hand in our hour of need?
Huh?
No.
What's this got to do with me?
He's self-centered
saved
and
the Durin of
egotistical.
this
Why would he
world.
help us?
I don't see that as a mere coincidence.
Oh,
If there is
Klee.
any meaning to be read into the actions of the three goddesses, beyond fairy tale whimsy alone, I can only boldly speculate that the fate of this reflected world may have a reciprocal effect upon our own world. If Durin of Dragonspine will soon come back to life, we will need many Durin's help, as well as yours, given that your fates are now intertwined.
Well, that's a nuisance.
Yeah,
to be
just
sure,
like you, dimwit
It
trash.
certainly won't be easy.
Albedo! There's a flying paper ship over there! Can we go see it together, please?
Sure.
Oh,
2
Klee.
seconds, I'll be right with you.
Klee is too adorable.
Please give my suggestion some thought, Mr. Hat Guy.
Mr. Hat Guy. Get his name right. It's dimwit trash.
What were you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Restreambot says
Okay,
YouTube.
then.
It's
Let's go
_noob
join the
_
others.
gamer. Hey buddy.
Everyone's going to check out the new
Hey,
origami
how's it
ship.
going?
All right, I'll be right there.
Dimwit trash. Are you worried about Durin?
Why would I be? Do I strike you as someone who cares about other people's issues?
No, why do you think you have the name dimwit trash?
Quit trying to guess what I'm thinking. I'm leaving.
He always is. He always is rude. This is why he has an ugly nickname.
Restreambot says YouTube. It's _noob _ gamer. All good buddy. How you doing? Thumbs up sign.
I'm doing good.
I just realized there's a lot fewer people
I'm checking
around
out
Broken Sea now,
all of the new stuff
because
in
most of them
Genshin
have
Impact
made their way back to the
4.8.
Metropole.
Does this boat have a name? I can't see one anywhere. Huh? A name?
Every boat has a name. At least, all the ones I've seen before.
They're usually symbolic names that represent something aspirational.
Let's go with the Durin.
Huh? You want to name it after me?
Oh,
mean, it
you
already
mean
has
to
his
wish me
picture on
during
it.
a safe voyage as he sails into a new chapter of his life beyond this world?
Where is
Your
it gonna take
princessin
him?
approves. Let this vessel bear the name of the most esteemed dragon of the night.
If he's in a fictional world, though, full of fictional characters, will he even exist in reality? That's the question. I don't think he really can go anywhere else without unexisting himself.
The Turin. Let's call it that then. Thank you, Hat Guy.
Hat guy.
Also, can I ask you a favor?
Nope.
Go on.
Remember how Mom's friend said I should be able to leave this world? Well, I want to pay a visit to your world. Just a quick trip, can we?
That's a good question.
Is that a no?
I think that's a great idea. If the people of Simulanka are allowed to go to Teyvat, then what's the problem with taking Minitur in there for a visit?
Well, he might not exist in
I'm
our
assuming
world.
I'll have to be your bodyguard while we're there.
I can protect myself. And I'll do what you say. I won't fly off on my own, I promise. Please, can I go?
Nope.
It'll
Dimwit
be up to you to
trash.
stick close. If you disappear on me, don't expect me to come looking.
Because
Got
he
it.
won't.
I'll stick close.
Why don't you take the Durin? Now you've given it a name, it'll be a maiden voyage for the boat and a brand new journey for you.
Are you leaving, Minitur? Okay. Well, make sure you come visit me in Mondstadt so we can play together again. Klee will draw you a map to show you the way.
Will a fictional character in a fictional world, though, exist if he leaves the fictional world and goes to the real world? That's the question.
Though our time together has been as fleeting as a ray of light in the depths of the long night, the Imanok will welcome you with the grandest of music ceremonies on the occasion of our next reunion. As surely as the stars in the sky watch over us, we shall meet again.
Because if that's the case, just think of the possibilities. We were able to create a forest creature using freaking origami and ink. And then just saying a line that, like, determined the creature's personality and everything. Like, yeah, we could create a whole army of not just forest creatures, but giant, unkillable monstrosities. And then just send them to the real world.
What Main Fräulein means is that you're always welcome to visit her at home as well.
Cool. I have so many new friends now. I'm so happy.
Are you done yet? If you want to leave, then get over here.
Wow, so rude. And you wonder why we give him the name Dimwit Trash.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. The blessings you gave me are more precious than any treasure and more beautiful than any fairy tale.
I know.
Next time, it will be my turn to make your wishes come true.
If you exist next time. Oh, so now in Sumeru City. If he exists in the real world, this kind of has major implications beyond maybe what they were thinking. Oh, interesting. No voice acting. Oh, right. Didn't Calais say Sumeru City has been pretty lively lately? Aren't you even a little curious? Not really. Sounds fun to me. Right. Paimon agrees. Let's go see what's going on. For our first stop, maybe start with the academia? I don't know why. I guess I had the auto read on. Oh, Farazan. There's no voice acting. Look, it's Farazan over there. Do you think we should ask? Just even glancing at borrowing records gives me flashbacks of how awful that book was. How irritating. Farazan, what are you doing talking to yourself over here? I'm Madame Farazan, after all. It's not out of place for me to mull over things out loud, wouldn't you say? But in this case... never mind, forget about it. Why did you two suddenly decide to drop by? Well, about that. We heard something about a party and we didn't want to miss out. Kale told us that Sumeru's the place to be right now. Apparently, tons of interesting things are happening, so we thought we'd ask around. Any idea what she's talking about? Interesting things. What might Kale find interesting? Tainari's tail getting so fluffed like a ball of tumbleweed, or Sino climbing a tree and getting his head caught in a branch? Whoa, we really missed all that? Seriously, and no one thought to tell me? Still, there's got to be something big enough that everyone's talking about. Can you think of anything slightly more significant? More significant. Ah, is something the matter, madame?
RestreamBot says YouTube. It's _noob_gamer. You are doing good a voiceover.
Thank you. Well, now that you mention it, it must be what I think it is. Recently, rumors have been going around about a certain book. Eek! That's a classic horror story opening.
It's _noob_gamer. Hoyo should have seen you face with tears of joy.
Should have assigned me. The best voices that I can do are villain voices. I would most likely get a villain role. It's not some kind of forbidden tome or anything like that, is it? Forbidden tome? Ha! As far as I'm concerned, it might as well be. Tell me, have you ever read one of those really, really, really badly written detective novels? I don't think I have. I unfortunately did. Oh, leave this to Paimon. For example, the type where you start off thinking it's a locked room murder mystery, but it actually turns out that the whole building was just moved. That's right, or supposed to be based on pure reasoning and logical deduction, but at the end it turns out the culprit has some kind of superpower. Exactly, or it starts super serious. In the second half, it just reveals everyone lost their memories out of the blue. Or it's set in the mountain village in the middle of a snowstorm, and a police officer who's been portrayed as a serious figure throughout the whole story suddenly turns out to be the murderer, without even the slightest hint of foreshadowing. That sounds like, oh, what is that game? What is it called? Why am I not remembering? Max Caulfield. Oh, what was the game called? Life is Strange. Yes, it sounds like Life is Strange. Let's see. You'll offend half the crime novelists into that if you keep going. My apologies. I let myself get carried away there for a moment. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I did borrow a book like that in the few days past. So you borrowed a badly written book, but what happens...
RestreamBot says YouTube. It's _noob_gamer bro. I want to you. Whom should I pull in 5.0 version, Kazuha or Raiden Shogun?
5.0? Do we even know what banners we're gonna have? I don't think any banners that far out have been confirmed. I don't know if we have banners
RestreamBot
leaked
says YouTube.
accurately that
It's
far out.
_noob_gamer. Yup.
Have they been reliably leaked? That are confirmed for 5.0, okay. So they have a new skin for her or something? Or are they just rerunning her? Kazuha Raiden Shogun. I mean, Kazuha is very flexible. He's very good at stripping elemental resistances, just like all Animo users who you pair with Viridescent Vernier. Only thing to keep in mind with Animo is it's not a magical strip all defenses button. It only strips defenses of what you're swirling, so you want to use the element that you want to strip the resistances of before you swirl. Otherwise, he's going to be, like, so your main DPS is Electro, you want to be swirling Electro. If you swirl Pyro, it's not going to reduce the resistance of Electro. That's just the way Viridescent Vernier works. It's not a magic strip-all button. Shogun has a lot of damage, and she's actually decent off-field too. So, depends a lot on how you want to use them, what characters you have, which character you like better. What do you call it? Trial is going to be very important because you're going to want to feel how they play to. You're going to want to know how they feel to play. I guess it is fairly confirmed that they're going to be on the banners. But yeah, it really depends. They're both double S tier. No, that's not the problem. Blizzard swept mountain villages, superpowers, police officers who turn out to be criminals. The book had it all, and more. Reading it was tantamount to torture.
Restreambot says YouTube. Peyton Sturridge, hi.
Hello. What is up? Despite how complicated it wasn't engaging in the slightest. But there have been all sorts of rumors circulating about this book. Because of the strange marks drawn all over the pages, people are saying it must be concealing secrets. Do you think there's treasure involved? Oh, typical Paimon. Treasure. I'm not sure, but there must be many who believe so. Not only have more and more people been borrowing it, but they've been specifically asking for the marked up copy. Have you borrowed it too? Yes, I have. As you well know, I'm a scholar, so it's only natural to have a bit of curiosity. So just the secrets of the book at the center of the rumors actually hold. I read through carefully from start to finish. Most of the markers are circles, but the beginning and end points of each stroke differ, as does the color of the ink used. Most importantly, the names of the people in the book have been circled. Not only that, most of them adapted famous figures in Sumeru's history. Some speculate that these marks must have been left by different scholars over the eras.
Peyton Sturridge, Paimon is actually a god, and at the end of your journey you have to defeat Paimon.
That's one of the theories. There's quite a few different theories about Paimon. One of them is that she's the goddess of time. Each researched the book's secrets, and each searching for a name they believed in. Well, kind of the goddess of space and time, because she can disappear, and when you pause the menu, she's the only thing that's still moving. So, is she the one that's able to pause time for us and fast forward and reverse time? Because she's like the last thing you see before you fast forward time. And then is she the one that also holds all of our weapons and items for us? Because, I mean, she has the ability to appear and disappear out of thin air.
Says YouTube. Peyton Sturridge, Paimon is stupid and dumb but smart.
Yeah, exactly. Is Paimon a lot smarter than she lets on? She's secretly the goddess of space and time. If she can control both space and time, imagine how terrifying that would be. She could freeze time and then plant all of the swords inside of your body in a split second.
That does not make sense.
What if Paimon's only pretending to be dumb? What if Paimon's actually much smarter than she is letting on? If she's the goddess of time, she can freeze time, and if she also controls space, she could warp all of the weapons we've ever collected inside of our body and resume time, and then we suddenly find ourselves stuck with 1,000,000 swords in our body, and we're slowly bleeding out. Well, actually pretty quickly bleeding out and dead. Others believe that they are the kind of notion made by different people belonging to the same organization, and that the name circles are their code names. I can just see Paimon now. Hehe, who's emergency food now?
Restreambot says YouTube. Peyton's turret, then she would know where Lumi is and just hides where she is.
Yeah, exactly. Paimon could be the most terrifying creature that we've ever met. Still, others think that it's some kind of encryption cipher, but even after finishing it, I came no closer to uncovering the mystery. Not only was reading it a complete waste of my time, but sheer absurdity and shoddy excuse for a plot several times over. I mean, you figure that, and not only that, but we've never met what another Paimon, or have any idea what a Paimon even is. For all we know, she could be one of the gods herself, just hiding as a cute little Paimon. Think of just how we met her, mysteriously just drowning and we have to save her. Sounds very suspicious, as if she's hiding things from us, probably, and she's not who we think she is. I was so angry that I returned the book immediately, and I came to the house of Dana today. I found lots of people sulking around, and I suppose they're all looking for that thing.
Restreambot says YouTube. It's _noob_gamer PM and is not dumb. She is making us dumb by her acting skills. She is much more powerful.
Yeah. Actually, if you look back at how Paimon interacted with us and stuff at the beginning, she seems far dumber at the beginning as she is now. Now her deductive skills and reasoning seem a lot better than they were at the beginning. Like, one of the questions is, how old is Paimon? Because Paimon kind of acts and stuff like she's a little kid, but her knowledge of Tevat and stuff far exceeds anything even most adults would have. Like, she's comparable in knowledge to Zhongli, so how old is Paimon? No wonder you zoned out like that. Paimon's guessing you won't be borrowing any more detective novels anytime soon. Indeed. Paimon, Packlord, surely the two of you must understand how I feel. Yes, I do. Don't worry, madame. I feel your frustration. What's the book called? We'll borrow it and take a look ourselves. It's called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. You're sure it's a detective novel? Sounds more like a title of a light novel. Tell me about it. Anyway, read it at your own risk. It's truly unbearably boring. Brim, brim. I should, there we go. Use that food. So many books with long titles here. Let Paimon have a look. Working hard and vacationing harder. What the heck? An atlas of rare rainforest dwelling species. Professional edition. The art of concoction of coffee machines. Who exactly reads these? Secrets of elemental sciences. The book jacket even says, expert approved. The former sage Sirius praises this as an excellent entry-level book. In this one, a compilation and summary of common basic grammar rules for rare languages of ancient desert peoples. Now Paimon's dizzy. It's just so many words. Come on, Paimon, you can learn 20 different. So many words. Oh wait, that's not Layla. Huh? Is that Layla over there? Let's just talk to her. Maybe she knows something. back, Lord Paimon. It's been so long. I'm still a bit tired. Didn't sleep well last night? I was reading a light novel, so I stayed up late. It wasn't that detective novel that everyone's talking about, was it? The one with super long name. No, you're talking about reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows, Blizzard. Oh, right, yes. No, it wasn't that one. Madame Farazan said it was really dull, so I didn't borrow it. So you're not that interested in the book's secrets? I haven't been able to keep up with my own work, even though I'm up late all times these days. Well, people have been interested in the book, than I've ever imagined. 7 or 8 in a single morning. I feel like a living signboard sitting here like this. Kaveh asked me the same questions, so he kept looking for it, too. He was ever hiding behind a ladder before, looking for something. He looked really embarrassed. Searching for something? Hiding behind a ladder? He must be after Mora. That's gotta be it. So he can hurry up and pay off his debt, too. Wait, no. Let's just pretend Paimon didn't say anything. Lila, you're really sleepy, right? You must be dreaming this conversation. I didn't really get it anyway. But if you say so, it's a dream. Thank you. We'll keep on looking. Okay, see you next time. It's not often Layla falls asleep so quickly. Good for her. Paimon thinks we should go ask Kaveh now. If he's searching for the book, he must know something. But where is he now? Good question. But he can try hanging around here, we can try hanging around here, where he might show up. There's a good chance he's there right now, right? I think I did a better Layla impression than I thought I was going to.
I'm out of here.
And this is why we keep Sayu around.
And away I go.
Incoming.
Do you ever think we seem like a pair of thieves hiding here to ambush Kaveh? It almost feels like we're here to extort him or something. Paimon's not sure why though. We just want to ask him a couple of questions, that's all. Don't make it sound like we're the baddies. When have you ever been bothered by your conscience? Sounds like footsteps. Quick, let's take a look. Stop right there, Huh? Alhitham, what are you doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression you knew I lived here. Good morning. Good morning. What can I do for you? Nothing. Never mind. Oh, goodbye then. He just left. Do we have to work or do something? Footsteps again. They're heading towards the door. Stop right there, Kaveh. What are you two doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. Paimon was under the impression that you'd know the only reason we'd be here was if we were looking for you. Paimon, don't sound like yourself. You don't sound like yourself. Looking for a certain book by any chance. Wait, what? Here's the deal. You and Paimon pull Kaveh to one side. Whoa, why are you skipping the cutscene there? How's it you guys know everything? And there I was, thinking I'd been super discreet the whole time. No one should have even noticed. Come on, get real. You really think that no one knows you live here? Hey, that's not fair. Of course nobody except Sino, Tainari, and Kale, and the two of you, right? Friends are friends, so if they know, well, they know. But if a stranger overheard us, it would be a disaster. It might even impact my career. Anyway, about that book. You believe it contains intel about the treasure, don't ya? Looking to get rich quick, are we? Yeah. Are you offering to help find it? Shucks, why didn't you say so earlier? So there really is treasure. How about this? If we help you find it, then we can split the loot 50-50. It's a deal. Pack Lord, after all we've been through, it's finally our turn to get rich. No need to keep yapping hidden treasure. The Paimon probe's homing in on ya. Huh? Hey, Paimon. Huh? Is that Dia? Pack Lord and Paimon. Must be my lucky day, running into you like this. Dia, you mercenaries tuned into the grapevine. Have you ever heard of a book called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Supreme Always Follows a Blizzard? What? You guys are looking for it too? By two, you don't mean you're looking for it too? Darn it does. So, does that mean we're finally gonna have to square off against Dia? Wait a minute. Would you mind telling me exactly why you're looking for it? Once more, you go over the rumors that Farazan told you. It really does turn out to be something important. I'm sure I'll let you know if I hear anything. Whoa, really? Your reaction before, Paimon thought you were after it too. Don't worry. A client asked me to get the book. Her attitude seemed off somehow, so I didn't take the commission. She's a smart cookie, though, and it was like she was hiding something, so I thought she must have an ulterior motive. Besides, I have other things to look into right now. Compared to some commission, it's more important that you uncover the truth behind the book. Anyway, no time to lose. I gotta get going. Alright then, good luck, and don't forget to tell us if you hear anything. I wonder who Dia's client could be. Hey! How are you so fast? Flying's faster than running? Sorry, it's a traveling thing. Having been through so much, I run fast. Alright, listen to me. It's like this. Paimon, don't get your hopes up. That book, it isn't some kind of treasure map. It's just an unbelievably unremarkable, surpassing ordinary detective novel. Huh? But didn't you just say that there was treasure? If most people backtracked like that, Paimon would just think they'd change their mind, wanting to keep all the more for themselves. But that's not something you would do. No, I'm sorry. I just couldn't bring myself to tell you earlier, so I played along with what you were saying. Here's what's happening. I borrowed the book a month ago. When I opened it to the first page, I discovered one of the names was printed incorrectly. That night, I'd been drinking, just a little, and I was starting to feel drowsy, so I picked up a pen and circled the name. As I'm sure you know, the House of Dia also allows borrowers to annotate books that they take out. I'm in the habit of doing so too. At the time, I didn't give it a second thought. But after I dozen of pages in, I realized that the names were all characters in the book had intentionally been written slightly wrong. Maybe it would be more accurate to say that the novel itself was quite strange. All the character names were based off of historical figures, but rather than using their original names, they had been tweaked ever so slightly. Most people would assume the author had made a mistake, or that there'd been a printing error when they saw spelling errors like that. I can't find the content particularly appealing, so I returned it before I really finished reading it. But later on, I heard the book had suddenly become the talk of the town, and there were rumors about mysterious treasure or something. And you thought it had something to do with you? It certainly does sound like it. Yeah, and I also heard that one of the names in the book had been circled, not just, all the book names in the book had been circled, not just one. I just haven't been able to figure out what must have happened after I returned it. Did you tell anyone else that you borrowed it? Let me think. Tainari? Last time we met, I also told him about how poorly parts of the book were written. He said I had made it sound pretty funny, so much so, in fact, that he suddenly wanted to take a look himself. He made it sound like it was so bad it was good. In that case, let's go find Tainari. That's fine with me, but I still have some work to finish up, and it's pretty urgent. How about I head back first and meet up again once I'm done? No problem. Hope your work goes well. Me too, thanks. See you later then. Alright, Bunny ear boy. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Speed of light.
Where is the fan? Oh, there it is. Okay. Death to the furry! I was about to lunge on him. Hey, over there! Hey, Tainari! I heard you. How goes it? How's it going, Packlord and Paimon? You guys sure look excited. You tell Tainari about how you're looking for the novel Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. As you do so, you reflect once more on how absurdly long the title is, and how even saying it aloud makes you feel tired. Ah, that one. Yes, I did go to the house of Dia to borrow it. Kaveh said it wasn't worth reading, so I was curious, and I went to read it anyway. Let me see. Oh, let me see if I can do this quest while someone else is in the world. Maybe. The problem was, there was already 2 names circled in the book I borrowed, and the style of each each circle was different. It was like some kind of game. Someone had drawn a red circle around the name of the first character that appeared, then someone else had drawn a green circle around another name. So, in the time between Kaveh returning the book and you taking it back out again, someone else had already annotated it? That's right. Paimon's sure that the first circle was drawn by Kaveh. Yes, no surprise there. If you stop and think about it for a second, guessing the identity of the second annotator must be trivial, or should be trivial. Well, you mean it was... If there are 2 people living in a house, and one of them drew the first circle, then it's highly likely the other person left a mark too. Good point. Sometimes those 2 are really too much. In the end, it is as I suspected from the beginning. The first character, whose name had been circled in the very first page, turned out to be the murderer. Surely that's just a blatant spoiler. Just like that joke where someone opens a novel and bam, there's a note in the margin that spoils everything right from the start. What kind of joke would be so cruel? That was one of Cyrus's, and it wasn't a joke. He said he actually pulled a stunt like that when he was younger. He murdered somebody? Who was unlucky enough to borrow a book after he scribbled all over it? My master Nemphis, Professor Zaha Hidi, who had a semester with him that very afternoon. Cyrus said that the master once threatened to give him a good beating by the side entrance of the House of Dana. It was only thanks to my mother and Professor Zaha Hadi intervening that it didn't happen. Paimon doesn't sympathize with Cyrus at all, not one bit. The House of Dia has never stopped people from annotating books, but this seems like a special case. I didn't think the book would be allowed to keep circulating like that. Isn't this basically one of the artifacts? I think it is. I think one of the artifacts uses this exact same design. And so I circled several of the names myself, laying a false trail. The best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. It's a simple principle. Well, you put it like that, but still, how many names did you circle, Tainari? Let me think. Not too many. About 3 or 4? I chose them all randomly. Then who circled the other names in the book? There must have been others who borrowed it and did something similar. I'm just not sure why. Who'd have thought borrowing books could be so complicated? Indeed.
Incoming! Hey!
Okay, if he left the world, then why am I still limited to only 2 characters? That doesn't make sense. The same dialogue again? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Is there a skip? No. Okay, there we go. I think it is Sayu time. Let's see, there we go. Look, there's Dia. Let's tell her what the whole real story is. Candace too. So, I need to reflect a little on what I did. What happened? To meet you here today is truly guidance of the gods. Greetings. Candace, is this a personal trip? Today's trip to the city is to buy provisions for the people of our village, as well as Miss Satara deliver a message of the sages of the academia while I'm here. On the way, I happened to see Dia. Wait, no, this is still Kansas. See Dia sitting on the cafe looking down, so I came over to chat with her. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. It's just that I was suddenly remembering a few details about the book after talking to you. Before the clan had even contacted me, I'd heard rumors of an exciting novel of undiscovered secrets. Out of curiosity, I asked Sayano to take it out for me. As a desert dweller and a mercenary to boot, the idea of solving a mysterious treasure map is pretty exciting. Paimon totally gets that. We inherited the custom searching for gold and wisdom in the sands from the gods themselves. But that book turned out to be dry as dust. A bunch of names had been circled, but I couldn't figure out what the puzzle was supposed to be, despite reading the whole thing through carefully from start to finish. In the end, I started to think it was some kind of ritual, or a game or something, so I picked up a pen and drew a circle of my own. But later on, Miss Durazad asked her parents to find a way to borrow it for her. She said the mysterious markings fascinated her, even though she couldn't get into the book itself. If they were just regular annotations, it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, but these strange circles, you can't help but want to try and figure out what they might mean. That's true. So Dia, what are you reflecting on? Having accidentally interfered with other people's reading experiences, is that correct? Wait, hold on a second. Why did you tell Candace? She's a warrior, you know. Sometimes she has to interrogate criminals and other things like that too. Everyone recognizes that her job is sacred. So when we need to think over what we've gone wrong. Interesting. We'll have to talk to her about it. Please, don't be too surprised, my dear Pack Lord. To me, listening to other people's mistakes, it's just another way of protecting them. By speaking of your own mistakes and hearing sincere advice in return, improvement will come over time. That's the way we do things. But all she did was draw a circle, and it's not like she was deliberately trying to mess with anyone. Besides, everyone agrees the book itself is just bad. Don't worry about it, Dia. That's true. I was just telling Candace how bizarre it is. Be that as it may, it doesn't change the fact that it just ain't right to mess with someone else's enjoyment of a book. That's the bottom line. Anyway, Dia, please have faith that the gods will forgive your transgression. Besides, you told me the part of the story where one of the suspects in the case ended up crawling out of the village on his hands and knees, and he was named Al-Amal. That's right. The detective in the book argued that he must have leapt across the broken bridge like a frog. Of course, you find the latter conjecture was totally off base. Why is that? Because it turns out that Al-Hamal has a superpower, so he could float right across the broken bridge. What the heck is a book even about? It sounds completely ludicrous. Al-Amal. It's simply too reminiscent of the good name of King Deshret, don't you think? Though, considering the transgressive this book sounds, I don't think it worth overthinking it. You're right. You know, I can't help but wonder what our friends at the Temple of Silence would say if somehow they got their hands on this book. I'm sure those sages would be able to unpack the interesting ideas from the text we ordinary people could scarce dream of. It's normal for there to be bridges outside blizzard-swept mountain villages, and normal for them to get broken. But for a person to cross by floating through the air, why resort to such a lame plot device? Is it really a serious detective novel? Sounds more like something out of a comic strip. Paimon's starting to get where Farazan was coming from. If you'd gotten all excited about reading a detective novel, but ended up reading a tripe like that instead, better not even think about it. So where's the book now? I'm not sure. I returned it after I was done reading it back then. There weren't as many markings inside as the rumors say there are. Alright then, Detective Paimon is on the case. It's probably just a whole bunch of people leaving random marks in the book. Is there a trail to this? Okay, there is.
Can't touch me!
Or can they? Hello, has reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows the blizzard been returned yet? There are 2 copies of the book, one that's been marked up, the other hasn't. I'm guessing you are looking for the one with the marks. Oh, you saw right through us. Many others have asked for it too. I apologize though, it seems it hasn't been returned yet. Please come back again later. Can't you at least tell us who borrowed it? Well, as long as it isn't overdue, we'll wait patiently for it to be returned. Disclosing borrowers' identities without proper reason for doing so would be a violation of professional ethics, so you'll have to forgive me for keeping that information confidential. You've got a point. It would be terrible if someone looking to steal a book started harassing whoever had borrowed it. Hey, you two look as confused as R and R who've run into each other head first. Are you looking for something? I can help. That's Nahida's voice. Hi there. Nahida! Have you heard a book called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard? Such a long name, but yes, I know the one you mean. I heard that everyone was looking for it, and it sounded fascinating, so I found a brand new copy to read myself. By brand new, do you mean the one, do you mean it wasn't the copy with all the markings on it? Yes, that's right. I was more interested in the content of the book itself than all those rumors about hidden treasure, so an unmarked copy was all I needed. Speaking of which, it's funny there's more than one copy of this book, yet everyone's looking for the new one with the names have been circled. Are they all afraid of spoilers, or do they actually crave them? Oh, you think the copy with the do you know who has the copy with the markings right now? It just, I just so happen to have seen it in the hands of one of your friends. If you're looking for the copy, that special, that sparked all the rumors, you should look around near the Palace of Alcazar's. Leave it to Nahida to know everything about everything. Isn't that Tainari's abode, right? Is that right? No. Dory? Is it Dory's? I think it might be Dory's.
And away I go!
I think if she's looking for more prospects, she's going to be sorely disappointed. Is that, Dory, Sino, and Sathos? Darn you, General Mahamatra. Entrapment isn't gonna work. You can't do that. Hey, what do you mean by entrapment? You were the ones who said You said you had the book. I said I wanted to read it. Then you agreed to meet me here. Sino showing up too was just a coincidence. Pure coincidence. Don't you play games with me? I know who you are. You're the new kid Sethos, right? I know you're a friend of Sino's. Huh? So you do know who I am. I saw how Sino was chasing you around, trying to get you to play cards, and how you found an excuse to run off after a couple rounds right after. That left quite an impression. You didn't have to mention that. No, I think Dory is right about that. You always look for a way out when it comes to playing Invocation. It's becoming quite a problem. Pack Lord and Paimon, you've been standing there for quite a while. Oh, if it isn't dear Pack Lord and Paimon, what brings you two to the Palace of Alcazarzery? Might it be that you've come to do business with me, Lord something Bay? Haha, of course. Please, give me a moment to conclude our business here, then I'll be with you straight away. Anyway, General Mahamatra, as I am sure you are aware, the means by which I had someone borrowed this book from the House of Dana were both completely legal and perfectly reasonable. Seeing as it isn't time to return it, you have no right to forcibly seize the book I borrowed. That would only be the case if you had not engaged in irregular activities. Yet, just now a buyer, Sethos, came from the Palace of Alcazarzery on the basis of a mysterious passage to meet a seller, hoping in vain to purchase a detective novel. What do you mean by buyer? He's one of your people. You sent him here deliberately to try and entrap me. That's not something I can acknowledge. What I can tell you is that I've had my eyes on you for some time. Remember, it is forbidden to transfer our soul books from the House of Dina without explicit approval from the relevant authorities. I'm not selling anything. Just to be clear, I'm just making the most of an opportunity. If someone pays me a little something on the side, I lend them this mysterious little novel to browse for a bit. If you don't believe me, just ask my curious readers. Yes, that's right. You're readers. Anyway, I was just showing him the book. Is that so? And here I was thinking you were really going to go through with an illegal transaction like this, Sethos. Huh? Wait, you two aren't together? I was just really curious about this book. I finally managed to track it down, but Sino, it's true that Tori never actually said she wanted to sell the book. So, she isn't the mastermind who started all this. Mastermind? So, by your own account, it looks like you might have jumped the gun a bit, General Mahamatra. I'm not handing the book over. So you think you've played an ace, Dory, but when you opened the book just now, I saw the truth revealed before me. The book's return date is today. That Sino's got sharp eyes. That's right. I do have good vision. You have less than an hour before the book is overdue. Give it to me and I will return it. The library has a bodyguard now. How could I just hand it over to you like that? This is a mysterious, super awesome, mega amazing paragon of illogical detective novels that is practically a treasure. I'm gonna make a fortune off of it. Should you really be admitting that out loud? I didn't say I was going to sell it. It's not like I was being serious. How's this? Dory, Sino, why don't you play a little game with the book as the stakes?
Restreambot says YouTube. Hafiz Hakim, is this Sino's second story quest?
No, not as far as I know. Otherwise I think it would be voice acted. That's one way of solving it. How about it, Dory? Do you accept the challenge? If you win, I'll turn a blind eye and look eye to the book for the time being, and if you lose, you have to hand it over. Oh, sounds interesting. Very well, I'm in. What's the contest? Are both of you confident of your powers of mental recall? My memory's not bad. Yes. Let's see. And both of you have read the contents of the book, correct? That's right. Huh? Sino, you've actually read it? Oh, well, needless to say, so have I. In that case, I'll just open the book and flip through a few pages, and you tell me how many names have been circled. Best out of 3 wins. Sound good? That's nuts. What, chickening out? No, it's game on. Let's go. Good. In that case, the first page. 6. 6. Both correct. Next. Second page. I think it was 4. I'd say 4. Oh, both of you are right again. 2 draws, so it hangs on the next question. Listen up. Oh? Page 61. What that I don't quite remember. 7? I know. The answer is 5. Absolutely correct. The answer is 5. Sino, is your memory really that good? I'm not buying it. How did you do that? It's not actually because I have a good memory, but because the circling of the names left a deep impression on me. After I borrowed it, I noticed the names on the first few pages have been selectively circled by different people. Each person's penmanship was different, and moreover, I recognized 3 of the circles have been drawn by Tighnari. Few others have the same color of ink as he does, so it was instantly recognizable. You even know that? Yes, I've learned the habit of his long ago. At that time, I had just been promoted to General Mahamatra, and would go to a secret base when I wanted to get through the trivial tasks in my in-tray at once, in the minimal disturbances. I would often find Tighnari hidden away on a tree there, doing his homework. Noticing the writing implements he favored wasn't exactly detective work. In all my years, he's never once changed the ink he uses. Back to that book. Anyone who's read it knows that it's the first name is circled is the real murderer. Perhaps Tighnari didn't want the plot to be spoiled for anyone else, so he circled other names. Annotating or marking a book is not in itself a violation of book borrowing regulations. But why are all the marks there? Is there some conspiracy behind them? What do they have to do with Tighnari? I want to get to the bottom of this, even if it's for the sake of my friend, and to uncover the secret. You must become a part of the conspiracy, so I circled all the other names that were left in the book. What? To think you'd do such a thing. So there's so there's no treasure at all. It was just you guys all along. That's right. Should you wish to hide a grain of sand, bury it in the desert. And in that grain of sand, I can catch a glimpse of the truth. And so you were drawn to it, making your plans, yet in a twist of fate, were discovered by me. No matter how vast this world is, you cannot run from the long arm of the law. Wow, you were making a meal out of this, aren't you? You really have way too much time on your hands. Okay, I give up. You win. That's enough for today. It is time for the Lord of Sanganamiya Bay to return to her room for some repose. Farewell, all. So, do you intend to take this book back to the Temple of Silence? I'd heard there was treasure hidden inside, and thought it might have something to do with the temple. I never thought that there was the real story behind it. But when you agreed to compete, I had already surmised you were familiar with this book. That's why I chose that particular format. So what's with that look? We were just thinking, there have been more twists and turns in the story behind the book than the actual story itself. Well, as long as you've got it back, I'll leave the uncovering the rest of the secrets to you, and take my leave for now. See you later, everyone. Can I borrow the book? Of course. After Sino hands you the book, you and Paimon quickly thumb through it. Though you weren't reading very carefully, you can tell something's not quite right. The plot is wildly imaginative, and just as everyone says, though most of the names in the book seem familiar, on closer inspection, you realize that they aren't actually the names of the historical figures you thought they were at first. Not only that, but every name has been circled. Thinking back on the course of events, you fall silent, and then you explain the full story. How unexpected. But still, it does make sense, and it's far better than the existence of an actual conspiracy. In that case, I still have other plans. Last time I was at Caravan Rebat, I promised I'd meet Dia and Candace for drinks. Packlord, could I trouble you to return the book for me? Sure, leave it to me. Thanks, friend. I don't know, is it a Sino quest? I feel like it could be. Which one? I think it's J, right? Yeah. Story quests. It feels like it could be, but I don't know. Doesn't seem that it is. Go, Sayu!
Can't catch me! Make my escape.
We're finally back. Now, let's return this book. You really found the book. Amazing. I've been waiting for it to be returned so I could see it as soon as possible. You recount the entire tale to Kave's ears. Seriously? How is that even possible? I circled the actual murderer. Paimon's pretty surprised by this whole thing, too. Let's just take care of the book's problem first. Hello, this book. It's probably all my fault for the permanent ink to mark a page, since that caused a whole mess of other things to happen. Now it's marked up like this, and there's a risk those marks spoiling the story, so I'd like to buy it. The whole issue should be avoidable if the Academia uses the money to buy a new copy. Would you please consider my proposal? Mr. Kave, your idea has merit, and is indeed a good way to resolve this situation. I'll confirm the book's price now, and then you can pay over there. That's great. Thank you so much. Shortly afterwards, Kave accompanies the Academia staff to the register to register the purchase of the book and pays the full amount. The staff member carefully wraps up the thoroughly marked up old book and gives it to him. What a blunder. Regardless, thank you all so much for your help. It was nothing. We were just kind of along for the ride. Still, Kave, it'd be better if you used something more erasable to make notes in the future. I understand. I'll never let myself subconsciously correct typesetting errors ever again. Use invisible ink. No, I mean, I'll never again borrow a book with such a long name, at least for a while. I wonder how those, like, black light pens actually work. Ah, Alethum, you're here. I was looking everywhere for you. I'm wondering. Let me see. Blacklight ink, I guess, as well. Is it the ink that glows, or does it just reflect the black light into the visible spectrum? Maybe it does actually glow. This looks pretty cool.
3 years ago, I seen my swatch sheet for my gouache. Makes me think about painting. Oh my gosh, should I do more with these black lights? Okay, I gotta focus. Today's video.
Blacklight is pretty cool when it's like paired with glow-in-the-dark stuff. Let me see.
So what's the difference between 365 nanometer and 400 nanometer UV LED backlights? I'll show you. Let's go. Okay, I have two 2-foot LED backlights.
This is going to be
If
interesting,
you want more
actually.
technical specs on them, I'll link that info in the description. The top one is 365 nanometers in wavelength, and the bottom one is 400 nanometers in wavelength. These blacklights are about 15 feet away from our
This one looks like it's more of an actual ultraviolet. This one, it looks like it probably produces more of its light in the visible spectrum.
target. Okay, so let's start with the 365 nanometer LED blacklight, and I do apologize
I don't know. It might be the other way around, actually.
for the glare on the screen. The 400 nanometer does that when you're videoing on camera. The 365 nanometer LED blacklight has little to no visible light. That's because the human eye can roughly see in the 380 to 700 nanometers in wavelength. When you start moving down to 365 nanometer, that's when we start getting off the visible light spectrum, where majority will not see the light until it hits the UV reactive material. At the highest irradiance, you'll get true UV peaked at 365 nanometers. The visible light you do see will determine how powerful the blacklight is, as there is some visible light leakage before it peaks at 365 nanometers. The chart pinpoints the visible light. The more powerful the blacklight, the more visible light you'll see, because it still produces some visible light, so higher output equals higher visible light. Okay, so 15 feet away I have a chair just below the 15-foot sign. You can't really see it with the 365 nanometer blacklight. Okay, so here's the 400 nanometer LED blacklight. The purple light you see
So 400 nanometers is going to be more in the visible spectrum than...
here is all visible light, because we're now moving in closer to the visible light spectrum. The UV reactive material will still fluoresce, since you still have some UV output coming out of here, even though it's not true UV. You'll notice all 400 nanometer blacklights will have this purple visible light. That is because most of these blacklights are super high powered, and the irradiance peaks a lot closer to the purple in the visible light spectrum. So 15 feet away with the 400 nanometer blacklight, you can visually see the chair under the 15-foot sign. That's
Interesting.
because all the purple visible light leakage. Just to get a better understanding on what will work best for you, here are more visuals on the 365 nanometer LED blacklight. Can you see me in this video? And here is the 400 nanometer LED blacklight. Can you see me here? If you need help on which wavelength blacklight you need,
Interesting. So you'll kind of effectively get better contrast with 365 versus 400. 400, you're kind of effectively getting worse contrast. But you also kind of need a higher light output at 365 nanometers. That's interesting. What is it? Guess what I've got in this little bag here. If I had to guess, a young woman's tears of regret. And what would you know? Its reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. You actually bothered to memorize a ridiculous and boring name like that? And just because when I was filling out the paperwork to buy it back at the Academia's office, I had to write it out over and over. He did. Then it looks like this book has a new owner. Only because I've subconsciously marked the book with ink. Did you know that Tainari, Dia, and Sino all marked, all circled names in the book, and that it started because the name I circled was the real killer? To be perfectly honest, the moment I first saw the murderer's name circled, I knew this would happen. Wait a second, you've read the book too? I had the pleasures of reading it in the house of Dina. The logic is a mess. It's poorly written. After you left the book out in the study. So you knew I circled the killer. Then did you circle any of the names in the book? What do you think? So you did? The second one is mine. Why? The best way to avoid spoilers is to add a red herring. Then why add one? Tainari circled 3. I already significantly reduced the probability of the murderer's identity being spoiled for the next reader. That's more than enough. No need to worry about things that are beyond saving. And just why isn't it necessary? Using permanent ink to circle a name on the first page, that's obviously beyond saving. What kind of logic is that? I bet you just drew the circle for fun. If I must say so, it's because circling the names is far more interesting than the book itself. Fair point. In the end, I only have myself to blame for using up my pencils. I need to go buy some more. Congratulations. This one-of-a-kind, out-of-print book, personally penned by the hands of so many, it's now yours. Do you think I look happy about it? I don't even want it. If this was Paimon, she wouldn't want it either. That's a no for me too. Oh man. I wish more of these quests were voice acted, honestly. They add in these quests and they're not even voice acted. I don't think there's really much more to do within Genshin, that is, at least. My voice is about voiced out. I did a much better Layla impression than I would have thought I would have been able to. I don't think I was able to complete Act 6 as a thing, yeah. Oh, let me see, how much, okay. So I can do another double pull. Is our bitrate going to be okay, or is our internet acting up?
I'm out of here!
Seems like it's acting up. Oh, is it good? I think it is, yeah.
fire!
To ashes! Looted.
Restream bot says YouTube. 10 minutes playing how to get the portable waypoint.
Oh.
Drop your weapon.
That one?
Check this out.
Like how you unlock it?
Eyes on me.
I think there is some kind of, what do you call it? I think there is some kind of requirement for getting it. I don't quite remember what it was though. Let me see. Oh yeah, how to get. Okay. Created through alchemy. Reputation level 6 in Mondstadt, that's right. Yeah. So I can show you just in a second here. So I don't know if you know / remember how to get your reputation level up, but it's right here. Each area kind of has their own, what do you call this thing? They each have their own place. So in Mondstadt, it's over here. Okay, so yeah, we've got our whole reputation system here with our bounties and requests. You can do 3 per week, and each, like if you do them all in Mondstadt, you can't do them in Inazuma. If you do them in Inazuma, you can't do them in Mondstadt. If you do them in Mondstadt, you won't be able to do it in Inazuma, so on and so forth. So it's it counts globally. So you do the bounties, you do the requests, and that gives you the reputation. And then you get your reputation up to level 6, it said. And I think, yeah, that's where you unlock the portable waypoint that you can craft in the alchemy bench. So you just kind of have to be consistently doing your bounties and stuff every week. And then you will have unlocked your portable waypoint, which takes these. It takes the luminescent spine. And it takes the dead ley line leaves.
Restream bot says YouTube. Thinyan playing oh okay.
Yeah. That's how you unlock those.
Supporting fire!
To ashes! Into the shadows. Hunt them down. Drop your weapons!
Here's backup!
Eyes on me!
They really don't want to give me anything good, do they? Doesn't seem to matter how much resin I spend on that domain. They never seem to want to give me any of the artifacts that I actually
Restream
need.
bot says YouTube. Thinyan playing do you have our lucky no?
No, I tried to pull for her, but I was not lucky enough. Let me see. I think next we're going to do some Weathering Waves, so I'm going to change the title here to Weathering Waves. Let's see. Wuthering Waves. Okay.
Restream bot says YouTube. Thinyan and Hlang, are you new streamer?
No, not really. Haven't really had a whole lot of time for streaming recently. I've been streaming